Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout. Kevin Smith apologizes to Bruce Willis. That's the topic of this video. But before I jump into it, if you're going over, click subscribe, comment, like. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so years ago, back in 2010, writer-director Kevin Smith made a film with legendary actor Bruce Willis. And the name of that film was Cop Out, and it also co-starred Tracy Morgan. Ever since then, Kevin Smith has had nothing but negative things to say with working with Bruce Willis, which, you know what, he has every right to, because if it was negative, if it was a terrible experience, like he said, there's nothing wrong with him just telling the truth about it. But now that we have found out that Bruce Willis has been suffering with a brain disorder that really affects your mood, it affects your ability to communicate with other people, and it's been going on for many, many years. It's kind of a slow progression. It just kind of reveals possibly what might have been going on back then. And Kevin Smith has reflected on it, and you can see right here that's him and Bruce having a good time. They're looking at, I believe they're looking at footage from the scene that they shot earlier in the day. This is back in 2010. That right there is Kevin, Tracy, and Bruce. And Kevin was at a convention just the other day, and he just felt like he needed to kind of clear the air and just say what he thinks about that whole experience now. So Kevin tweeted out, long before any of the cop-out stuff, I was a big Bruce Willis fan. So this is really heartbreaking to read. He loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating for him. I feel like an a-hole for my petty complaints from 2010. So sorry, Bruce Willis and his family. Now, some people will read that and they'll go, oh, whatever. I mean, he's just like tweeting it out, sending it. Personally, I think it is a big deal because Kevin was standing up at the podium. And if you get a chance, I would definitely go over on YouTube and look at and watch what Kevin actually said. And more importantly, how he said it. He got really emotional, broke down crying. He talked about how when he was a kid, him and his mother would watch the show Moonlighting, which was the hit show that Bruce Willis became a household name. Then he saw Die Hard, and he just kind of fell in love with the charm and the talent of Bruce Willis. And when he found out he had the opportunity to work with him back in 2010 to shoot that film, he took an enormous pay cut. All he wanted to do was to just be on set with Bruce. And he just wanted Bruce to like him and to think he was talented. And when he felt like Bruce didn't think that, it just really crushed him. And even over a decade later, it still bothers him. But during the speech, he said a mutual friend of his, so a friend of Bruce and a friend of Kevin's, went out to dinner with Bruce months ago, and Bruce revealed kind of the struggles, the health struggles he's had, and he also brought up Kevin out of the blue, and he said, I really enjoyed working with Kevin, and I take full responsibility for any bad behavior. I really messed that whole thing up, and I'm sorry. And when Kevin heard about that, he just kind of realized, like, look, what am I even really mad about? We got to make a movie. So many people just want to make one film in their life. I get to make a lot of films. I made a film with Bruce Willis. There were some negative experiences, but this man was going through a lot, and I just need to kind of bury the hatchet. I would definitely go over and check it out. It's really heartwarming. It's nice to see people just kind of forgive each other and kind of let go of feuds they have. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think it's nice that Kevin Smith did this? He kind of showed Bruce some grace, which in my opinion I think is great. How do you feel about it? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content, click subscribe. Later.